Hello, it's John Heaton. We're going to do this video in the garden, although it's a bit late in the day. I hope you can see me. To quote Bob, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there. So today, I actually did a George Harrison album review quite recently, so I wasn't going to do another one so soon. But a friend of mine, Sergio, how you doing, Sergio? Just turned the age of 33 and a third the other day, so he asked me especially to review this album, 33 and a third, which is from George Harrison. It was released in the back end of 1976. Sorry about the plane. Good cover. You can see the American Independence Bicentenary sunglasses. So good cover. Nice silver lettering on this copy I got in the US. My UK copy didn't have that, I don't think. And the silver lining inside as well. The inside pictures of the musicians, Tom Scott, Billy Preston, etc. Am I speaking too softly? Sorry. So, this was probably George's best albums for a good number of years when it came out, probably since Living in the Material World 3 years earlier. I think most people are agreed that it was better than Dark Horse and Extra Texture, although both of those albums did have their moments, folks. So I'm going to first of all show you the label quickly. It's on the George Harrison Dark Horse label. Actually, it's interesting that both this album and the next one kind of remind me of summer. They're both kind of summer albums for me. Although, interestingly, they were both released in the winter. So that's an interesting one. Whereas Material of the World, probably more of a winter album, was released in June. So you can't really generalise, can you? So the lyrics are on here. And let's go through the tracks. Woman, Don't You Cry For Me is a really good opener, good slide guitar, good funky beat, and could almost say almost disco, but not quite. Pretty good words, and it rocks along nicely. This is a good opener to the album. Dear One is next, very devotional, slower song, nice chords, very touching words. Quite religious. A lot of this album is not religious, but that one in particular, I think he is addressing God as opposed to his wife. Well, it could be both, really. Beautiful Girl, on the other hand, is definitely plain. It's definitely aimed at Olivia, although he started this song in 1970, interestingly enough. So I guess the words probably might have related to Patty, or certainly not Olivia back then, but he admitted in his book I'm in Mine that he finished off the words specifically about Olivia, who became his wife 2 or 3 years after this album came out. So that's probably Beautiful Girl, really nice tune, really nice guitar, probably one of the best on the album, probably my favourite on the whole album. Top Drawer. This song is next. It was a single, actually. There's an amusing video with Jim Keltner as the judge and a kind of Harry Nilsson lookalike as a policeman, George being dragged into court because this was a comment on the He's So Fine, My Sweet Lord court case, which George lost. It's a faintly amusing song. Eric Idle's in the video. It's okay, it's not a great song, to be honest. Didn't do very well as a single either. See Yourself, the next track, was started off in 1967, but George didn't get beyond the first verse. But he did complete it later, and the words are really nice, actually, really nice. It's easier to give a sigh than be like all the rest, who stand around and crucify you while you do your best. It's easier to see the books upon the shelf than to see yourself. So it's a kind of self-reflective, trying to encourage people to be more, to look in the mirror rather than criticize other people. So nice song, nice tune as well. Side 2 opens with It's What You Value, which is a nice piano-led, bouncy track. Lyrics are about motor cars and stuff. Not brilliant lyrically, but very nice production. I think George produces this album, actually. and he'd become a pretty competent producer because he also produced Material World superbly 3 years earlier as well. So he doesn't really need Phil Spector or anyone. He's quite good at producing his own albums. Nice track is what you value. Maybe it goes on a little bit too long, gets a bit repetitive, but good track. True Love is next, which is a cover of Cole Porter song. Or, I'm sure if Cole Porter wrote it, but Cole Porter had the hit with it. Yeah, Cole Porter wrote the song as well, True Love, and it's a really nice version. And this does have a superb video of George in the boat going through the trees. Check it out, probably on YouTube, although the plane, popular period for planes obviously. Okay, next track is Pure Smokey, which is a tribute to Smokey Robinson, and it's okay, nothing special, kind of nice musicianship, nice lazy tune, but not much of a song. Crackerbox Palace next was a kind of minor hit single, an amusing video filmed at Friar Park for this one, check it out. Not my favourite song though. I think it's a bit repetitive. It just doesn't really go anywhere. It's got a fairly catchy hook, but it's just... George has done a lot better than this one, but the album closes very strongly with a really lovely ballad, Learning How to Love You. I think this was George's favourite track on the album actually, and it really showed the way towards some of the songs on the next album, George Harrison, which contains 3 or 4 sublime ballads. So Learning How to Love You, really nice acoustic guitar solo in the middle, so nice closer. So a return to form would get even better with the next album, which is probably my favourite George Harrison album ever. For this one I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10, I think. A solid 8 out of 10. Nice one, George. See you next time. Thanks for watching.